Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Do you really want to see God? We're in Matthew chapter 5, verse 8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So walk with me today, and let's find out, what will the followers of God see and what will they not see in the end? So first, let's go, what will the followers of God see in the end? Now, Revelation has a lot to say about this. I'll just quote one passage from Revelation chapter 22. The angel of the Lord showed me the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne and from the God, of God and of the Lamb, through the middle of the street of the city. Also on either side of the river, the tree of life, with its 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit each month. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. No longer will there be anything accursed, but the throne of God and of the Lamb will be in it, and his servants will worship him. Here it is, verse 4, 22:4. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads. And night will be no more, and they will need no light of lamp or sun, for the Lord will be their light, and they will reign forever and ever. So you're going to see a river of life, a throne of God, lamb, streets, city, tree of life, healing of the nations, and nothing accursed. The servants of God are going to be worshiping him, and there's going to be no more night. 1 Corinthians 13 adds in verse 12, for now we see in the mirror dimly, but then face to face. So the servants of God are going to see God's face, and we're going to be living with him face to face. All right, so what will the followers of God not see in the end? Revelation comments on that too in chapter 21, the chapter before. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will be with them as their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more, and there shall be no more mourning or crying or pain, for the former things have passed away. So there's this old earth, an old heaven, an old sea, an old way of relationship, specifically the proximity and the intimacy of the relationship with God. And now, like a bride and a groom is the picture, God himself will be with them as their God. And there's going to be no more tears, no more death, no more mourning, no more crying, no more pain. So in heaven, the believers of God will see his face and dwell closely with him. Now, the last time this happened was when Jesus was here. And then the time before that was when Adam and Eve had the same zip code as God when they were in the Garden of Eden. So our passage today, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Now, I think some of that, they shall see God, is to mean figuratively. And that is, if you live well, you're going to see some natural consequences of walking in a faithful relationship with God. So wise living generally results in a blessed life. Sowing good crops generally results in reaping good crops. However, this promise that we're talking about today is one of the great promises of God, which is his people are coming home to him, to dwell with him, and to see him. So this podcast's name, Be With Me, refers to this call of God. This podcast's name refers to the future hope that Christians have. Be with me. And this podcast's name refers to the future reality. Like the pure in heart, you can actually be going to see the face of God. Not just literally, I'm talking actually. So you are going to be living in the same zip code of God. He's prepared a place and a city for you. Hebrews 11:16 reminds us, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared for them a city. 2 Corinthians 5, we have a building for God, a house not made of hands, eternal in heaven. And then 1 Corinthians 2:9, but as it is written, what no eye has seen or ear heard, nor the heart of man imagined, what God has prepared for those who love him. This harkens back to a passage from Isaiah. So there's two kinds of people that listen to this podcast. One are, do you love the Lord? If the answer is, I would encourage you to say yes, yes, yes. And what I love about this podcast is that for some, the answer is yes. But honestly, there's some who are listening today and watching who the answer is no. And let me tell you this, if you don't, he loves you. He wants you to be a part of his family. He wants to draw you into his kingdom, into his house, into his heaven, his place, and especially into his person. So God himself will be with you as your God. You will see God face to face. You can be in an ongoing, favorable relationship with him. Now, if this is terrifying to you, good. Perhaps you should be terrified. And maybe all your unrighteousness is being carried only by you. If so, then I agree with you. That is a terrifying prospect. So maybe you've sinned against God. Well, ultimately, all sins are against God. And maybe you've sinned against other humans. Actually, I should just say you just have sinned against other humans. So this podcast offers you something of infinite value for free. One of the most popular podcasts I ever did was one that talked about the value of gold being $5,000 an ounce, and this podcast is worth something more. So what is offered by the good work of God is this repair of this relationship, especially this primary breach that you have with God. So why all this bother? Because of Matthew 5:8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So God wants to show himself to you. He wants someday soon to show you himself face to face. I can't wait. So Lord, may your kingdom come upon all those watching who are not yet part of your family. Thanks for being here.